Okay, we got a 2006 Chevy Silverado with code P0332. We got the check engine light, and I'm gonna show you what the code is giving me. Like I said before, is this code, and it's pretty easy to fix it. Not that easy, but just getting a simple scanner. All you gotta collect from the computer is the code. Once you got the code, you just go online and look for what's the code about, if there is any videos to fix this code. But I haven't seen a lot of videos. I'm just giving you my example what I did. You know, sometimes you don't get the other videos, but sometimes you gonna need a better view for the video. You know, with HD definition. And this is the code P0332. Now what we're gonna do, it doesn't really do much. The truck when you start it on, it's just a check engine light on. Also we have here the high pressure oil switch, which is too high. That means the oil pressure sensor is bad. So we're gonna go and replace that one as well, since the oil pressure sensor is next to the not next to, well, almost same line of the knock sensor. Now the knock sensor is on bank 2. That means this is the one that goes all the way in the back, like close to the firewall. But since you're already gonna remove all the intake parts, gasket and everything, you have to replace 2 sensors, which is the knock sensor from bank 1 and sensor from bank 2, which is the front and in the back. Okay. The front one is the bank 1 and the last one in the back, but the firewall is a bank number 2. Also you have to replace well, here's the throttle body. Don't move the butterfly at all. Just clean it from outside, but never move the butterfly unless you have a scanner tool to reprogram the throttle body. Otherwise the truck is gonna be acting weird and you might be damaged in the throttle body. Okay, so now we're gonna remove the parts, and so this is the part that we're gonna replace. It's gonna be the throttle body gasket, all the gaskets from the intake manifold, and then we're gonna replace the 2 knock sensors. It's the same part for both of them, and we're gonna replace the oil pressure switch sensor. Okay, so it's gonna be 3 items plus the gaskets. Now if you have any questions, just comment in the box below. If I know the answer, I'm gonna answer you guys. If not, it's because I don't know the answer. Remember, don't do whatever I say, so don't do whatever I'm doing it if you don't have no skills. I'm not a professional mechanic. Well, you can see it looks like I am, right? But I just got the right tools, and this is my neighbor's truck. I'm just doing him a favor, and I don't do this for a living. I just do this as my favorite hobby, and also for video entertainment purposes. Okay, so remember, remove the antifreeze water line from the throttle body. All you gotta do is have some pliers like these ones that I'm using with a curved end or peak. You have a towel underneath because it's gonna be a little bit of water. Antifreeze, I would say antifreeze. And you don't have to disconnect the throttle body. Remember, never move the butterfly, okay? Because if you move it, you're gonna disprogram the throttle body, and it's not gonna working properly later, unless you have to reprogram it with a scanner tool, which I don't have that scanner tool. Some shops they have those, and they can just reprogram on the throttle body, but not me. So I'm not gonna touch it, just clean them from outside. That's it. Now remove all the rest of the parts. Very easy. Just take pictures before remove all the parts, guys. Unless you wanna. There's a lot of videos about this job. So if you're lost with something, just come and watch it again and see where those parts coming from on the right spot. The more difficult part about this one, it was let's see, not really nothing, just the disconnecting the injectors connectors. You know, you have to pull out the little piece, the blue piece out, and then push the push tab inside to disconnect the injector sensor. I'm gonna show you how I did it. Then after that, well, before all this, remember to, before you start, disconnect the battery first. Battery, okay? And then be gentle with all the parts because they might break. So be very gently. You don't want the parts. This is the little tabs, blue tabs that I'm talking about. You need to pull it up first, then put it back in the injector connector like that. You just think one way. Then after this, you'll be able to disconnect the injector. Because if you try to pull it out with the whole thing, it won't work. So now you gotta do the disconnection of the brake line booster. Alright, this is the gas line, the fuel line. Just take this little bracket and then use one of these. This is the blue one. I tried the red one, but it didn't work. So the blue one is the right one. I don't know what side it is, and don't even ask. Don't bother, because I don't know. I know I should be put all the specification, but I'm sorry guys. I'm just letting you know in advance. Don't ask for what's the size for sizes. I'm just showing you, you know. Mira, this is the blue one, and I push it down and pull it out, and there you go. Make sure to cover the fuel line with a cup, you know, so that way it doesn't get dirty. And then this is the other side with injectors connectors. This is the way I do it. There you go. I take one piece first, the blue piece, the blue top piece. Then I just do the screwdriver, deflect it. So it doesn't go like that. Remember, I'm just showing you the ways that I tried to put it back on and it didn't work. But this is the right way. Turn it around. There you go. Then for the intake manifold bolts, I think they're 10 millimeters. Yeah. And that's it. I didn't have to remove the injectors, nothing like that. Just the whole thing. There's only one piece that I had to leave in there. It was the vacuum hose with a green cap. So I just turn it like sideways and take it out from there. But that one stays there, okay? I use different sizes of extensions, especially just for the one in the back, for the bolts in the back, because you know you gotta go down. Fortunately, I got this electric Milwaukee 3/8 drill, and that's so pretty awesome. See, all you gotta do is just stick it in there, and that's it. Yeah. Remember, just take pictures before you take them apart. All the bolts, and I use a thread locker for all the bolts in the intake manifold. When I had to put it back together, I put a little bit on each bolt thread locker, the blue one. It's just for vibration. So when vibration with the time, the screws, the bolts don't get loose. Right here, you're just gonna turn. You can always remove the fuel line if you like to be able to take the or to move the vacuum line with a green top cup. I'm just gonna work it out sideways, so be careful because that vacuum line is pretty fragile. You know, I just do it like this, push it down, pull it out, and that was it. So I didn't want to remove the other rail, the injector rails. That's it. Now that's all that. It was the issue part. Now you gotta clean everything first before remove any sensor. That's the knock sensor bank 2, that one by the firewall. So we're gonna focus on this one right here, and as you can see, it was like that. The cup plastic top is one like kind of off. So see all the ports for the intake manifold. We're gonna put paper towel in there so that nothing will come inside of the ports. Okay, any like debris, dirt, all that kind of stuff. So let's get started. Let's get started. Make sure just use one rag on each pole and you'll be good to go. Then after that, clean up all the mess here. It's not really bad compared with other ones, but that's the bank 2 right there. Look, I'm gonna start blowing a little bit with air, and look at that. You can see this flowed with water. That sensor, yes sir, it's flowed with water. That is giving us the code P0332, which is the knock sensor bank 2. Why is bad? Maybe because it's flooded water. I will see in a bit how flooded is this sensor looks. Let's see water coming out of the knock sensor hole. Look at that. That is the main reason why this sensor stopped working. Okay. Now, when you replace this sensor, the knock sensor, you have to replace the other one too, from bank 1. So now, also you're gonna have to replace the harness. Yeah, the wire harness comes for the 2 sensors and the connector. So you're gonna have to replace that one as well once you're there. So that one is pretty clean, but this one is full as flood of water. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's very bad. So this is the intake manifold. We are now also, this is the things, it's like sponge. That's it comes with the intake manifold. That's this sponge is supposed to be, don't let any debris come into this area. But look at all that water. Oh, whoa. What's that? Yeah. So that's why I made this video for you guys. That's the main reason that sensor got messed up, because of the water, and there's the last sensor. That's why it catch all the debris and all the water in the bag. Yeah. I'm gonna use just a compressor air so I can clean it better. This is just my blower. And after this, what we gotta do is clean it before we remove the sensor. Okay, clean everything nice and clean. Use a something like this, just to clean all around the surfaces, the surface. Then after all the cleaning, we're gonna do the installing the knock sensors. Alright. Now it's gonna be okay. It's not perfect, but it's nice now. I'm gonna just do the last clean, like especially this one right here, which is the bad one. I'm gonna make sure there's no water it's gonna come in when I remove the sensor out. Right there. Okay. Looks clean inside. So I'm gonna. It's two tubs that you need to press so you can be able to remove the wires from the sensors. Yeah, two tubs. This is the bad one. As you can see, it's still wet around. But I think we already pull out all the water out, so that's good. So I'm just gonna use this you have to do both sides at the same time. So just press it, push up, push in both tops at the same time, and it's gonna come out. But I'm gonna use the flathead in my. There we go. Alright, it's pretty simple. Now we're gonna replace the wire as well, okay? That's a 22 socket. There's the first one, that's the bank 1. And I'm gonna do now the bank 2, which is the one by the firewall. 22 millimeters, that's the one I use. Look, this one. Now you can tell why it's so bad. Yep, so bad because of the water, moisture. Clean out around the hole. Clean it out as much as you can. Now this is the part number for the sensor, knock sensors. It's the same with both of them, so it don't matter which one, which side was which. Just put it by hand first. Tighten it by hand. Then oh, where do you go? There you go. Pretty simple, guys. El sensor de golpeteo es lo que se llama en español, según la caja, la traducción. Aquí está el harness, que es el cableado, que vamos a poner nuevo también. Ahí está. Ya viene en posición para cada sensor. Ya saben que el color verde para el banco 2 y el azul para el banco 1. Pero eso según ya. Ahí está. Nomás lo presionan abajo, lo ponen, lo sellan. Ya debe quedar bien selladito. Vamos a poner el. We're gonna do the oil pressure sensor as well once we're here. Just replaces this one right here in the back, almost next to the knock sensor. All right. There you go. Pretty simple, pretty easy. That's the oil pressure sensor, okay? Just make sure it's all clean around it. So don't get any debris inside the sensor or the hole where the sensor goes. There you go. No, it's. Remember to add thread locker, the red color one, thread locker to the new sensor. Well, it comes with it, but yeah, it comes with it, so you don't have to add anything. You just start it out. Let me see if I can show you what's the size of the socket that I'm using it right now. Sorry for all the stuff on the way. There you go. Clean the electrical connector. There you go, nice and tight. I'm just gonna add a little more silicone around these things. You know, just since they come out by itself when it gets too hot. You know, it's nothing that can hold them in place, so I'm just gonna add silicone to it. And then that's it. Especially on this one in the back, which is bank 2, the knock sensor, because it's the one always get wet. So it's the one always get with the water. Now the intake manifold, all you gotta do is just do a little bit of cleaning. I'm using a spatula. You can also use a brake cleaner as well. And then this is the gaskets. Yeah. And that's it. Just put everything back together and you'll be good to go. Make sure to remove all the paper towels, the rags from the holes from the intake ports, and don't forget anyone. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna stick the vacuum hose to here, and then the vacuum line to the booster. That's the only thing. It's very easy. It's much easier than changing it to the Ford. That's why I like Chevy better. I think it's a little better. And there's more space, you know, not like the Ford ones. There you go. Pretty simple. I love my Chevy. I love my Chevy. That's it. All you gotta do is that. Knock sensor. I'm gonna show you in another video how I did it. This is the same same steps, and same stuff to my brother-in-law Ford A150, which is around the same year, 07. I did change the same thing, but you will see how much stuff more is more complicated than this one. You will see. This one is very easy. This is a 2006 Chevy A150. I mean 1500 Silverado. There's a sequence to do the 10 bolts on the intake manifold. You gotta find it in your manual. I went online on my phone just to see, what's the sequence. So you start with from the middle to the back to the outside. So you always start the sequence from center bolts to go out. Okay, like 1, 2, 3 in different positions. All right, and that's it. Put everything back together, you'll be good to go. And don't forget to install the new gasket on the throttle body. Double check the bolts. That's it. See, pretty simple. Remember, we need to install the fuel lines as well. All the parts back to go back. Let me just come on. So now you know why the knock sensor is bad, or why you have that code. PO what? I can't remember the code now. All right. All right. If you have any questions, just let me know. Okay. That's very good. This is the gasket for the throttle body. All right. Install the throttle. Remember, do not remove, do not move the butterfly from the throttle body, because you have to reprogram the throttle body again, and it's gonna, if you don't have the scan tool, you gotta pay someone that has the scan tool to do that. So just don't touch it, just clean it around, and that's it with throttle body cleaner. There you go. Because I did it on this one, I moved the butterfly, and it was after we started the truck, it was in driving. It started acting weird, like idle, it was gonna. So I had to do manually reprogram, which I don't remember how I did it, and I had to drive it, like for an hour, almost 30 minutes, different speeds, and so so the computer relearn, again, all the settings from the throttle body. But just clean it, but don't move the butterfly when you clean the throttle body. Other than that, it's working fine until now. It's been in a year that when I did this job, a year. Yeah, that's why I'm just recording the video now. But It's been in a year. That's my neighbor's truck, and he said it's driving pretty good. I changed all the spark plug as well. Okay, I'm gonna show you the video on how I did all that. How I changed the spark plugs. But once you do that, you gotta change everything. Once you're there, you know. This is the mass sensor. So it's connected, and then I'm gonna clean it as well. Once he always keep the air filter nice and clean, but I'm just gonna spray it with mass airflow sensor cleaner. Okay, what you gotta do is just spray it. There you go. Alright, that's it. Looking good. Looking good. Now, after you clean the mass sensor, you gotta wait at least a couple hours, you know, just to be in the safe mode, because otherwise you probably have any problems if you just start the car right on. So once I install the mass air sensor, I'm just gonna change the spark plugs in this truck. So give me time, you know. This one was last summer when I changed this. There we go. Easy peasy. It was a good, very maintenance that I did on this truck. I'm gonna reconnect the battery as well. Okay. Alright. It's been a couple hours already. I'm gonna just go ahead and start. Double check your connection, everything. You know, I always do this twice. You know, make sure I didn't forget anything. Like here. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, guys. Even the oil pressure gauge is working now properly. Okay. Thank you. See you next time.